Hey everybody, my name's Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about Generation X versus cancel culture. It's been brought to my attention recently that the whole definition of cancel culture has been changed. I guess it's a recent development because just not too long ago, a couple years ago, they were canceling people like Alex Jones and even President Trump. He got canceled. And then at that time, to be canceled meant to be taken off of social media. When you canceled someone, you would complain to, whatever, the fact checkers at Facebook or whoever, complain enough to Facebook or Twitter, and that account would be completely removed from social media. And Alex Jones was removed from all social media. And that's what it used to mean to be canceled. That's what it was. You canceled someone by removing them completely from social media. Nowadays, it means to boycott. Why that shift in definition of the word and what, I guess it makes people feel more powerful to just not click on something themselves rather than have to go tattle on somebody and to get the account removed. I don't know. I'm not that the thought process there doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. But still, whatever you want to call the old cancel, what they used to do by removing, deplatforming you completely, taking you off of a platform, and many platforms, YouTube was another one that removed Alex Jones. So this entire cancel culture thing is based on the removal of our freedoms. A lot of people don't understand what freedom is, honestly, at a basic level. I don't know how many people actually understand what freedom is. And there's one very simple definition. Freedom is the right to be wrong. Period. End of story. And you can add some things to that. You cannot infringe on another human being's freedoms. You cannot, take away their property. You cannot harm them. There are certain things you can't do to other free human beings because that would impede their freedom. But basically, the freedom is the right to be wrong, because if you're always right and you're always in lockstep with whatever is going on, then you don't need freedom. If you're being told to sit in your home and you do and you're okay with that and you're fine with that and that's what you want to do anyway, well, why do you need freedom? No. Freedom is the right to stand up and walk outside when you're told to stay in your home. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, standing in your yard and looking around should be an okay thing to do. That's a very basic thing that I think that people don't understand about freedom. It's the right to be wrong. You can be wrong. You can post things that are wrong. That's what freedom means. And we all have a collective agreement that say, we would rather be free than to force people to agree with us. Because freedom is the highest value, the highest standard, the most important thing in life. Because once those freedoms are given up, they're not given back. Ever. They have to be taken back. So we have to be very careful about which freedoms we surrender willingly, which in my personal opinion is none of them, because the world changes, and today this might seem like a simple, trivial thing, but 20 years from now, it might be very important. So I don't think any of them should be surrendered. But the cancel culture thing, to shut someone up because they're saying something that you disagree with, that you don't like, that is not threatening, not violent, nothing like that. You just disagree with it. It hurts your feelings. It offends you. you think it might offend someone else. That's the worst one in my opinion, being offended on behalf of someone else who doesn't even give a shit, really. So this kind of stuff is a really dangerous road to go down, because there's something in the news right now, and probably a lot of you are already familiar with the story, but there's a guy in the UK, I think he's about 50 years old, and they just arrested him and sentenced him to 20 months in prison for a post, because he posted something and I saw the thing up with the judge, and it's not a direct quote, but the judge said because his crime was so egregious, giving the guy 20 months was unavoidable. It's almost 2 years in prison for a couple of words on a tweet or whatever. I don't know what platform the guy was using, and it wasn't that bad what the guy said, honestly. He just said something about illegals committing crimes and being favored over citizens. It wasn't horrible or threatening anyone or nothing like that. Now I don't know how much time, how further down the road they are than us in that, but that's cancel culture at just ahead of our time. They're just ahead of us in the cancel culture. And that is scary, because now it's being normalized, right? You see it on TV over there in the UK, no big deal, just some British guy getting locked up. Oh, well, he should have kept his mouth shut or whatever. But it's being normalized in our brains, in our psyche, in our minds. We see that stuff, and eventually it becomes normal. And when it starts happening over here, it's not that bad. That guy had it coming. That lady shouldn't have said that stuff about the price of milk on Facebook. She deserved to go to jail for a few years. That's where we're headed. If we allow this stuff to be normalized, if we let this stuff be okay, anywhere. But this cancel culture seems like a trivial thing, and kids are canceling and this, that, whatever. Gen Z wants to cancel people. But if you pay attention, it's a dark road that we don't want to go down. I don't know how we avert this, how we get this train back on the right track toward freedom and prosperity and all that. I don't have the answers, but I can see what's coming. All you have to do is look up from your phone and pay attention, and you can see down the road. Here's the thing that I see that I've never seen before in society. Not saying I'm a great societal philosopher or whatever, but if you think about it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Even look at the boomers. Okay, they were the hippies, they were anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-war, right? Then there was us, the Gen Xers, anti-establishment, anti-institution, you know what I mean? Just wary of big establishments, don't trust the government, okay? But the younger generations now, they're in lockstep with the government. The government's right in line with this cancel culture stuff. They're promoting it. All this transgender stuff, the government's right there. We got the highest people in the government doing this same stuff, talking this same stuff as our teenagers. We've got the highest people in educational institutions deciding to put litter boxes in bathrooms, in children's bathrooms. All of these institutions are in lockstep and applauding or teaching, indoctrinating these types of thoughts and behaviors. These young people aren't anti-establishment. They're not anti-government like we were, and probably every young generation has been since the beginning of time. This is the first time I've seen a young generation who is pro-establishment, pro-government, and just buying into all this stuff. What changed there? What lever clicked over? What weird thing happened to where now the kids aren't bucking against the system anymore? They're right in lockstep with the system. Now, one thing that I think about is that all this weird stuff that the government and these institutions are pushing, no sane adult would want to buy into this stuff. No sane adult would go along with this. It takes younger kids, impressionable minds, to buy into this crap. But they've got a chunk of the population, not every kid, but a sizable portion of them, who are right in league with it. And they're online pushing all this stuff right there next to the government, right there next to the institutions, wanting to cancel freedom, cancel speech, cancel science in some situations, cancel everything that doesn't fit into their little, you can't even call it a box, because it's not a normal thing. It's just a squiggly mass of confusion. I myself, I think I'm just going to start, like with this video, I'm going to start speaking out against this stuff, because it's not right, period. And these kids, they don't know what they're doing. They're going to be 40 years old and look back at 2024 and they're going to say, holy crap, what did I do? They're going to regret all this stuff. I can't believe I was in league with that cancel culture crap. So it's up to us adults, millennials, Gen X, boomers. We've got to call it out. We've got to call this crap out and put the brakes on it. Because if we don't, then we're just going to have to sit in our homes, and we're all going to have books of approved tweets that we can post, and we'll just copy them verbatim and post that stuff. If we like freedom, we need to start thinking about it, thinking about what it actually is and what it means, because it's slipping between our fingers. And I'll leave you there. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on the super thanks button down below this video. Or you can go over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee. I'll put that link down in the description. If you're interested in Gen X gear, I'll put that link down in the description as well. They got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. I think you might be interested in it. If you don't want to or can't support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email me. The email address is on the channel page. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.